Okay, so let's look at the basic things that you need to know in order to get used to Muse. There's a lot more things that I could cover, but make sure you're watching those tutorial videos by Terry White that I gave you a link to. So a couple things you need to be aware of. These are your different views. Plan allows you to see the plan for the entire site. When you double click on one of these pages, it'll bring you into the page itself, and that's where we're in design view. If we want to preview what it looks like, we can click preview. When we're ready to put it up live on the internet, we can hit publish. So we're not going to do that for quite a while. So another thing you need to get used to is that there are very few tools in Adobe Muse in terms of actual tools that you grab and do something on the stage with. So basically you have the selection tool that allows you to click and drag things or select things. You have a crop tool for photos, text tool for your text, zoom tool, then you have the hand to move around, and then you have a rectangle tool. You also have different zoom levels here, and then you have different go-to page and view options up here. Now, these are options bars for whatever you are selected on. So that's one thing that's hard to get used to in Adobe Muse, is that sometimes you're selected on different things and you start changing settings or stuff that you don't want to change. So make sure that you're watching this area up here, and it'll tell you what you're clicked on. So right now I'm clicked on the page, and so it's asking me what is the fill color of my page. So I can change my page color to red, or I can say no fill color. I'll just leave it to white right now. I can come in here and I can change the stroke, and I can increase the stroke width, and then I can in fact change a couple of the corners to have a custom design. So I'm just going to go back to square and go back to 1 because I don't really need any of that. Actually change the stroke to 0. And then it's going to ask what effects do you want to have on the page. So I can add a drop shadow to my page. See how it adds it to the bottom here. And then the browser fill is that outside area that as you expand the window it fills up. So you're more than welcome to change your browser fill color, or you can change it to a browser fill such as a picture or a gradient. You can put an image and you can tell it how to tile in the image, so you can have a really large hero image in the background and then tell it how to fit. So it's up to you how you want to do that specific background. You can get as creative with it as you want. So let's go ahead and start building the site. If you look at these, I'm on the master page. If you're on just a regular page, you won't have this ability, so make sure you clicked on the master page. Again, I went here and double-clicked master. So if I come here, I want to start adding the header. So I can pull this header area down, and let's say I want my header area to be 300 pixels. And you can kind of choose how big you want it. I wanted kind of a really big header. And then I specifically want a background color just in the header area. So I'm going to drag a square out, and you'll notice that as you get to the edge, your blue transform lines hit red and they turn red, and that's actually a good thing, because then that means that this is always going to expand and fill up that whole area if I end up having a full 100% width website. So anyway, see how now it says rectangle up here? This means that whatever settings I'm going to change are going to affect that actual rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and change to my blue color that I choose here. And then I can choose to say no stroke. And then again, I can do rounded corners, I can do effects, I can make it link, I can do whatever I need to do. But for right now, that's pretty good. I'm going to get back on my selection tool, and I want to add my logo. So File, Place. And I am going to find that multimedia logo. Again, you could have made a different logo from the AI file that was given to you. And it's going to have a loaded cursor, meaning I could click and drag and make the logo however big I want it. If I undo that, it still is a loaded cursor. If I just click, it's going to make it whatever size it originally was. And now it's going to give me a bunch of guides that tell me when I'm right in the center of the page. See how it pops to? And it's also trying to tell me that I have the same exact width or height here as I do here, so it's really proportional. So it's trying to help you make a good design with proportions. So there we go. Now this rectangle, I can actually change that to have a different fill. It doesn't have to be a solid color. I can click on this word fill, and I can change it to be a gradient fill. So I can come in here and then I can change the opacity of it and the focal point of it, and I can say vertical direction. I can do whatever I want that way. Or I can come in here and do an image, so you can get creative with that as well. And I highly recommend that either your background or this image or both has some sort of creativity to it. It's something more than a solid color. So try to do that and make it your own. All right, so let's go ahead and look at how we add navigation. There's a panel over here, and these are all the panels that you have open. And as with every Adobe program, if you click on Window, you can see all the different panels. So we're going to go to the widgets library, and in the next video we're going to add a navigation area so that we can jump to different parts of our page.